Hello, I'm Tyrant, and in this video I wanted to discuss Pokemon Legends Arceus a bit more in depth and explain why overall I have high hopes for this game, with it seemingly being the answer to a lot of the Pokemon community's wishes for the past several years. Now, I'm excited for Pokemon Legends Arceus, quite a bit actually. Before we dive fully into Legends Arceus, a bit of background first. For me, Pokemon is a franchise that means a lot and ultimately shaped a lot of my current gaming interests today. A series with tremendous storytelling and worlds, as well as another brewing with fantastic monster designs. That aside, ever since I first got into Pokemon with Roblox fan games like Project Pokemon a decade ago, exploring the Training Garden game to actually playing the mainline games with X and Y and Sun and Moon, I've enjoyed pretty much every entry to some degree. Well, that is, except for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which really brought forth a lot of the issues prominent within the Pokemon games. The lack of evolution, ironic as that is, in comfort and familiarity. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were easily the safest Pokemon games released recently, especially when compared to other remakes on Switch that released just 3 years prior. The Let's Go Pokemon games, although controversial, changed the entire catching mechanic, making it more similar to Pokemon Go, while also featuring changes such as overworld Pokemon, following Pokemon, with some even being rideable. In comparison, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl didn't really do anything unique, and to me revealed that a lot of the issues plaguing Pokemon were prominent for a while, long before the transition to 3D was even made. Contrary to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is Legends Arceus. I think it would be fair to say that Pokemon Legends Arceus is looking to be the most innovative entry into the series. Now, when this game was first revealed, I was mildly concerned, to put it. While we could see the premise of an open world which many fans wanted, the Obsidian Fields, which they primarily showed off, looked pretty barren, and the performance was questionable on Switch. However, it was obvious that Gamefreak was listening to the community's feedback in some capacity with this more open world concept, and the gameplay already seemed to be a bit different. The lack of switching to a basic battle background was also notable, but there was also a sneaking aspect now to catching Pokemon outside of just encountering it, battling it to lower the HP and pressing X to catch it. It really wasn't until the second trailer half a year later that my interest really peaked in Legends Arceus. In this trailer, we got to see far more of what Pokemon Legends Arceus had to offer and what it could bring to transform the series. Graphically, the game looked sharper and the frame rate seemed to have been smoothed out quite a bit. But more importantly, we got to see far more diverse areas with coastlands, aspen forest, wetlands, and snowy ranges, featuring far more Pokemon filling the landscape, making the world appear far more lively. Likewise, the main hub town, Jubilife Village, also seemed more interesting and teeming with personality. We also got to see regional forms for the Sui region, which, personally, I think the concept of regional forms is easily the best thing to come out of the recent Pokemon games. And rideable Pokemon were back with Weirdeer, Basculegion, and Hisuian Bravery to allow for traversal across land, water, and sky, respectively. To me, this trailer highlighted some of the most important things that Pokemon has needed for years. And although we've seen Pokemon human interactions in previous games, nothing as special as this. The interactions presented in Legends Arceus add so much to the idea that this is a living and breathing world, and Pokemon are actually a part of that world beyond monsters to battle with. On that note though, for the first time ever, Pokemon could directly target and go after the player, adding a degree of action to the series, making the world have a sense of adventure and danger that comes with it, which I feel was missing from previous Pokemon games. Additionally, gameplay elements such as quest, crafting, and the strong and agile styles for moves and battles provide some more needed nuance to the series that was missing previously. Going back to that idea of a living, breathing world, it is one of the biggest things that I felt was lacking when it came to the series by far. And it seems that Legend Arceus is actually going to fulfill that idea, unlike base Sword and Shield's dull wild area, which lacked notable landmarks, varying terrain, interaction, and any real sense of adventure or danger that you would typically find in a game featuring a more open environment. The Xenoblade Chronicles series, which I briefly mentioned, is known for its vast and unique landscapes, but when you explore the worlds in these games, there is that sense of journey. with you being able to travel various different noble locations, find resources, and even encounter enemies that are well beyond your capability of dealing with them at the moment. Arguably, the most well-known enemy in the entire Xenoblade series, Territorial Robart, is a level 81 beast of a monkey typically found in the first level grass areas of the games, and presents risk and danger to exploring the region, making passing through these areas more interesting as at any given moment, those who stand against our path will be sounding and you'll be running for your life.
Why here?
Obviously, I'm not expecting Pokemon Legends Arceus to be on the scale of Xenoblade Chronicles environments. However, I think it should be a reminder of what an open world game can be. And Legends Arceus does seem to be incorporating similar elements with Alpha and Noble Pokemon being introduced. These Alpha Pokemon are enraged versions of Pokemon and seem to be much stronger than other Pokemon in the area. Now, hopefully these Alpha Pokemon present enough levels of danger to the point that going out and exploring has some risk to it to keep things interesting, but also add levels of nuance and give reasons to return to areas to defeat higher level threats that you previously weren't strong enough to do so. Which is why I also wasn't too fond of the old route designs in previous Pokemon games, as everything that could be encountered within them was limited to a certain level, and coming back to those areas after clearing through them first time just wasn't ever really interesting. Pokemon Legends Arceus also puts a significantly bigger emphasis on the titular creatures that is of course known for. With completing the Pokédex seemingly being the main goal of this game, I do question what the story for this game really is, as we have seen very little before the game's release. But despite that, I'm glad to see what appears to be a more focused story on the Pokemon themselves and the environment that they live in. It does seem though, almost similarly to Total Pokemon in the Alola region, Noble Pokemon will be the replacement for gyms, and they will serve as the major boss fights within the story, with an emphasis on action. Dodging the Pokemon's attacks while you try to calm it down with bombs to then get in a state where it is fightable in a regular Pokemon battle. Not only does this differentiate boss fights more than regular Pokemon battles, it adds some more interaction, thoughts, and challenge to the game outside of mini presses and selecting a move that targets a Pokemon's weakness. Catching Pokemon, another staple of the series that hasn't really received too much change outside of the Let's Go games, is finally getting revamped, with an emphasis on stealth and observation to catch Pokemon. Instead of simply pressing the X button in battle to catch a Pokemon, you now need to aim your throw. With both battles and catching, the two main mechanics of the Pokemon gameplay, being revamped in a way that allows for more interactive elements that can further involve the player engaging with Pokemon and the world around them. While some aspects of this game are indeed questionable, such as the graphical fidelity and performance, when some parts of the game and trailers are not stable or look bland at times, there is also an equal amount of the game that I would say looks alright. While there are games in the same genre on Switch, just as Monster Hunter Stories 2, Rings of Ruin, that overall look more visually appealing, I find Legends Arceus to be serviceable in this regard, and given the drastic changes made in this entry, I find myself far more forgiving of Legends Arceus graphics than say Sword and Shield. Additionally, while what Gamefreak has presented thus far looks promising, they still must fulfill that promise on of release, and we truly won't know how good a job they did until we get the games in our hands. Officially, that is. Despite that though, the idea of a living, breathing world that I've mentioned multiple times in this video is truly why I'm excited for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think Game Freak has something special on their hands. Of course, we really don't know how good these games will truly be until we play them, but the innovations shown thus far reveals that Game Freak is willing to bring change to these games, and that the series seems to finally be progressing in its fourth installment on home consoles. For me, the only thing I can say I'm worried about is this game being phenomenal and reinvigorating the series, only to not sell as well as the other Pokemon games have on the Switch. Especially with it being released 2 months after Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. This could end up resulting in Game Freak doing a 180 and returning to the safe and comfortable games we have expected from the franchise up until this point. It would certainly be disappointing if the Pokemon series returned to the sameness that we got with other mainline games, and all the new innovations brought with Legends Arceus being left in an offshoot release. Although, I don't think that will end up being the case, as it does seem Gamefreak has been wanting to explore change, and we see Sword and Shield being the alpha of an open world concept in Pokemon. And this concept was further developed into the wild areas present within the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra's DLCs. And now, the Hisui region with Legends Arceus. They seem to be committed to expanding upon not just an open world, but one that is brimming with life and adventure. And Gamefreak's dive into a living, breathing world is only just beginning. That's all I really have to say about the latest entry in the Pokemon series for now. However, I would appreciate it if you would let me know what your thoughts are on Legends Arceus in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, as I will be covering the game when it releases on this channel. I'll be live streaming the game on release night, January 27th, 9 PM Pacific Standard Time, and throughout the following days as we explore what Pokemon Legends Arceus in the Hisui region has to offer. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all around. Take care and have a good one.